Welcome to beautiful, sunny Burbank, California, and your new home, Thinkwell. This is Bobby. He's new to Thinkwell, just like you. Say hello, Bobby. Let's get started, shall we? Bobby, here at Thinkwell, you'll learn about all kinds of wonderful projects. I'll bet you want to tell your friends all about them, and your mom and pop, too. You'll want to tell them about all the neat technology you get to see and the famous characters you get to work with. Well, you can't! Thinkwell has a strict non-disclosure policy. Confidentiality is of the utmost importance to Thinkwell. We aim to protect the interests of our clients, and in doing so, protect our employees. Don't touch that. We ask that employees adhere to strict confidentiality outside of Thinkwell by discussing only those details of a project that have already been announced to the public by the client. Well, look, it's Bobby's friend Beth. Hello, Beth. I'll bet you'd like to show Beth around where you work, wouldn't you, Bobby? 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 Well, that's just fine. Thinkwell does allow visitors into the main office building. Our process wall is an excellent way to give your friends a feel for the energy of the company and give them an idea of what we do here without forcing them to keep a lot of secrets. Please take visitors only so far as the doors to the production areas. Good work, Bobby. Oh, Bobby, aren't you forgetting something? Your NDA. All visitors are asked to sign a non-disclosure agreement, or NDA, legally contracting them to secrecy. This way, if your guest happens to see or hear any confidential information, they'll know they should keep it to themselves. Loose lips sink scripts, you know. Oh, Bobby. While employed at Thinkwell, we expect you to make Thinkwell your first priority. We are proud of our employees and their ideas. Thinkwell's hiring practices ensure that our employees are the best and the brightest in the industry, and we are fiercely protective of our human resources, aren't we, Bobby? Thinkwell is an equal opportunity employer. Thinkwell is committed to compliance with all applicable laws providing equal employment opportunities. Why, look there, we even hire women. Thinkwell has a zero-tolerance policy regarding harassment of any sort. Thinkwell is a colorful environment full of colorful characters. Sometimes its employees are being creative or making what they perceive as a friendly joke. Thinkwell wants its employees to feel comfortable in their work environment, but not everyone marches to the same drum all the time. If someone says or does something that makes you uncomfortable, speak up. This behavior will not be tolerated. You are welcome to directly approach the person, which usually works, because more often than not, they don't want to be offensive. They just don't realize that they are acting inappropriately. Jackie wasn't trying to make Bobby feel uncomfortable. She just thought he might enjoy a good joke. If you don't feel comfortable with this approach, talk to your supervisor or any member of management. It is important that you report inappropriate behavior, and just as important, that you are comfortable. Thinkwell's primary concern is to deal with the problem so that everyone has a safe working environment. It seems Dave and Bobby have worked out their differences. Good for you. Now, Bobby, did you forget that the Information Technology Department is able to monitor what you do with your computer? You must realize that everything on the company computers belongs to Thinkwell. Can I tell you a story, Bobby? Once, long ago, Thinkwell had an ambitious young employee named Sam, who thought he would take initiative and download an application all on his own. Unfortunately, Sam didn't check with IT first. He downloaded the application from a legitimate website, but it was still infected with a computer virus. Soon the entire company was affected. Email was shut down. It was a full week before the virus was eradicated, and still longer to restore email service. Sam was an emotional wreck. Unable to cope with what he had done, he soon turned to drink. Soon enough, Sam left the company a hollow, broken shell of a man. So you see, Bobby, that's why you shouldn't download applications without checking with IT first. Remember, check with IT and everything will be A-OK. We have two employment classifications here at Thinkwell. Most of our employees are project-based. We operate like a film or television studio, adding the right staff for the right project. We also have a small group of regular full-time employees who support all projects. Thinkwell pays its employees one of three ways: Paychex payroll, superior staffing, or by invoice. Some employees are on our Paychex payroll. These people will fill out and sign a time tracker timesheet each week. These employees get paid every 2 weeks on Friday. You may be paid through superior staffing. If you haven't already, you will need to go to their office to fill out your paperwork. You must fill out a timesheet each week and fax it to the superior office. You will get paid every week on Friday. Some of our hirees are independent contractors who are paid as 1099 vendors. If you are a 1099 vendor, you need to submit an invoice. You can submit weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly as determined at the time of contracting. We pay all invoices within 30 days of receiving them. Oh, Bobby. If you wanted to come to work, you should have come during Thinkwell business hours. Here at Thinkwell, a normal workday lasts from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Don't take that tone with me. If you want to come in early, someone is here to open the building at 8. If your project requires you to work different hours, don't be like Bobby here. Be smart. Consult with your project manager to work out an appropriate schedule. You are encouraged to take an hour for lunch. Most people do, and it's always good to get out of the office and get to know your co-workers. I guess she doesn't want to get to know you though, Bobby. Oh well, time to get back to work. Obviously, the dress code here is casual. We want our employees to be comfortable and feel free to express themselves through their clothing. If there is going to be a high-level client in, you'll be advised so that you may dress accordingly. Oh, Bobby, you haven't been checking your electronic mail, have you? Don't stand in the parking lot, Bobby! When parking, be sure to avoid parking in places reserved by the green signs. These signs are temporary and are placed outside to reserve spaces for clients and vendors who are coming in for meetings. Say, you can't park there. Now, that's better. If all the spots are taken in the main lot, you may park here in the upper lot or on the street. Be sure to check the street sweeping signs to keep from getting a ticket. As a Thinkwell employee, you will be given a Thinkwell ID. This badge serves both as an access card allowing you into the front and back of the building as well as the shoebox, and as an identification card distinguishing employees from vendors and other visitors. We'll take your photograph, and if you have a favorite something, we'll place it on the bottom. Bobby's favorite something is bran flakes. Uh-oh, Bobby. Did you lose your badge? Are you sure? I think you did. Lost badges will be replaced at the expense of the employee. If you lose your badge, you will have to pay $35 to get a new one. If, however, your badge is broken, worn down, or not working, Thinkwell will replace it for you free of charge. According to modern science, smoking is relaxing and good for digestion. But not everyone enjoys a cigarette. So smoking isn't allowed in the building, Bobby. That's better. For the comfort and safety of all our employees, you must be at least 20 feet from all doors and windows to have a relaxing smoke. Well, Bobby, how do you feel? I'll bet all of this learning has given you an appetite. Would you like some food, Bobby? Well, there's some over there. that? That cookie's not for you, Bobby. Food on the side counters is not for public consumption, as it is typically being prepared for a meeting with clients. Food on the center aisle or the center table in the shoebox is there for all to share. Remember, if you're hungry, you can bring your own food and keep it in the refrigerator or in the personal cupboard. Don't forget to label and date your food to save it from regular refrigerator cleaning. We try to keep our fridges clean to avoid incidents like these. Don't let this happen to you. Be sure to clean up after yourself. Don't put those dishes in the sink! If the dishwasher is full and you have a few spare minutes, please consider running it. If the dishes are clean, feel free to try this. Put the dishes away. The kitchen is here for everyone's use and convenience. It's only common sense that we should all chip in to help keep it neat and organized. Don't you think, Bobby? Great. While she's taking care of the dishes, let's take care of the trash. I said no cookie! Well, that doesn't look very nice, does it, Bobby? No, it doesn't. What do you think we should do? No, that's not right. What else? Try again. Oh, last chance. That's right. If the garbage can is full, please don't cram the garbage down inside or stack it on top of the can. If you have the time, consider removing the trash and throwing it out in the dumpster in the parking lot. That way we can all do our part to keep the kitchen clean. How we work well. We have a policy regarding bringing children to work. There are times when it's necessary for some of our employees to bring a child with them, which we don't mind here at Thinkwell. Heck, we're all just big kids ourselves. More information regarding this policy can be found in the Employee Handbook. If you are going on vacation, are taking a personal day, or have been sick, you should fill out an absent from work form. Have your supervisor sign it, then turn it in. If you're sick or are going to be late for work, please call in. When you call in, the person answering the phone will add you to the employee call-in list. That way, your team and the federal government can check on your status. Thinkwell also has a policy regarding disputes and grievances, which is outlined thoroughly in the Thinkwell Employee Handbook. While disputes and grievances have never been much of an issue here at Thinkwell, you should familiarize yourself with the policy all the same. In fact, as a Thinkwell employee, it is your responsibility to read and understand all of the Thinkwell Employee Handbook. Well, Bobby, I hope you've learned something today, and all of you, too. I hope we've given you all the information you need to go forth and think well!
And it's Bobby Mew.